But more people aren't listening than are. And more people don't care than do. Because if more people cared than didn't, we would be fixing the problem. Hey guys, welcome to Too Personal. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Joy Taylor. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow us on social at Too Personal Show. Also, if you want to be a part of the show, you can DM us at Too Personal Show on IG or email us at twopersonalpodcast@gmail.com. We'll get to those later. But Hayley, what is going on this week?
So I've seen a lot of buzz about literacy in the country, and you and I are both readers. So I really feel like we should dive into this. Let me give you a little backstory and some statistics. So 21% of the nation fall into functionally illiterate category. The average American reads at roughly a 7th to 8th grade level. Only about 12% of U.S. adults reach the highest literacy proficiency, with its levels 4 and 5. Recent nationwide studies report that 70% of fourth graders cannot read proficiently. And in 2025, 40% of American adults did not open a book. So no one's reading for pleasure anymore. If that's fallen by 40% over the past 2 decades. At some point, we have to figure it out. I don't know if the issue is in the schools. Do we think it starts at home? Do people just not care? It was not like this when we were growing up.
No, it was not like this when we were growing up. But I'm a little bit older than you, but only by a few years.
Right.
I did not grow up with the internet. I remember the first time I got a computer in my home. And when we got the internet at all, like we had a computer before we had the internet. And that was just for like typing.
Right.
If we needed to look something up, you had to go look it up in the encyclopedia. If we did not know what a word meant, we had to go look it up in the dictionary. Like I could ask my mom or my father a million times. I mean, it actually didn't matter who it was. If you asked an adult what a word meant,
look it up in the dictionary.
To the dictionary. They're not going to tell you what it meant. If you ask them to explain it, maybe they would explain it to you, but they're not going to tell you the meaning of a word. If there's a dictionary anywhere nearby, and even if there's not, you're going to wait till you get home and they're going to remember and make you look it up then. And it was Hooked on Phonics. There was Book It Club at Pizza Hut. I had a library card, and my father had very strict reading rules in our house. We had to read, as I've said, even though no one believes me, we had to read the Bible every day, which is why I have read the Bible cover to cover many times. I had to read a book, like several chapters of a book every day. And reading and writing, for that matter, but reading particularly, is fundamental to any level of success in education. And I saw this trend quite a few years ago where we really started to celebrate stupid shit. And I think it's important to unplug. I think it's important to enjoy some ignorant shit every once in a while. I think it's important to indulge in not thinking for a short amount of time. Like you do need some of those escapes because everything is so serious and hard and bills and like, I get that. But even when we were growing up, the comedy was still written by someone. And as we've gotten into more and more of a deterioration of what content is and what comedy is and what is enjoyable and what is celebrated, it goes hand in hand with the deterioration in literacy and education, attention spans. And let's be honest, technology has played a huge role in this.
Yeah.
People think that reading, I read this somewhere. You read an internet sticker. You read a picture that somebody put a few words on top of. That is not reading. Did you read what was on that picture? Yes. Did you read an article? Did you read a study? I mean, we saw a lot of this during COVID where people were like, do your own research. Baby, you have not read a single medical research paper. You have not read through 700 pages of a medical study. You didn't do that. You did not read. Okay, you listened to a podcast, you read perhaps a blog, you read a picture that had some words on it. And what scares me about this is not that people aren't reading for fun. It's the points that you just read. They're not reading at all. And why this is important is because a stupid population is easier to control. An uneducated population is easier to manipulate. People that cannot read what you put in front of them and comprehend it, process it, apply it, can be told anything. Do not look for the answer because they couldn't get the answer in a book if they wanted to. And this is all purposeful. Like, the American education system has been deteriorating purposefully for a long time. And pop culture has fed into that. Like, we celebrate stupid shit way more often than we should. And I'm not saying get rid of all stupid shit. We need some stupid shit. But we need more intellectual shit than we need stupid shit. And yeah, we're kind of in it now. Like, kids can't read.
Do you remember being in class and them reading out loud, right?
Yeah,
And so,
reading out loud was a torture device for teachers.
Popcorn reading.
but do you remember like
Yeah.
trying to calculate how many people until it was your turn so you could pre-read your section? Because God forbid you messed up. Read like it was a thing. Like, no, I
Oh
have
no,
to
if
say
you
this right.
couldn't read, you got made fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better not stumble on a word.
I was rehearsing like, okay, it's 3 more
You
people.
better
I was like,
not
how many more
stumble on a word,
paragraphs?
you're gonna get cooked. Now nobody can read. Now, if you could read through it, they'd probably make fun of you for being able to read because so many of them can't read. It's
Crazy.
horrifying to me. Like, this is something that I think is a sure sign that we are cooked, because not being able to read, like, people, let me put it to you this way. They did not allow slaves to read. You would get killed for trying to learn how to read. A big part of Nat Turner's story was that he knew how to read and that he was preaching to other slaves because he could read the Bible. Like, not having that population not be able to read was a control tactic by slave owners to not allow them to be educated. Because when you're educated, you can organize. When you're educated, you're not easily manipulated. When you're educated, you have access to information. When you're educated and you can read and write, you can communicate with people all over the world. If you can't do that, then you're easier to control. You're easier to manipulate, and you're easier to keep from information. I always say that the wealthy obviously have money and power, but the most important transaction that wealthy people have is information. That is the most valuable entity to wealthy people. It's why everything that's going on with the president, with this insider trading, that's an exchange of information. Yeah, they can exchange money, but how do you make more money? You have information on where the money is going to be made.
Right.
And if you can't read or you can't write, you can't get access to that information. Anybody can tell you anything. Propaganda is easier to disseminate. You have to believe what people tell you because you can't find out on your own. So it's so much scarier than a lot of people aren't reading like the fun books we read.
Right.
It's that people cannot read. They cannot be given a piece of paper. I hate watching those. Remember, I showed you those TikToks.
Oh my gosh. And they have to pronounce.
Where they
Like, read it out loud and can't.
an index card and it says, read this sentence. Specs, have you seen these?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
They're
I've
horrifying.
They're so bad. They're so
Horrifying.
bad. Now, there's been a few where I'm like, ooh, I might have chopped that word up, but I still can read it. Like, I
And
know.
you know what the word means.
Yeah.
And even if you don't know what the word means, you know the context of the sentence so you have an idea. These people can't get through a word, and it's not cute. It's not cute.
It's really not.
It's really horrifying to me. We're cooked.
Yeah, I don't.
And I don't
we
have
gotta figure it
solutions.
out.
I can't solve everything.
Well, you and I were talking about this, and we were talking about how you've had a lot to say publicly over the years, right? You are very passionate about your opinions. You take the time to say them out loud in hopes that it creates some movement. Has your relationship with speaking your mind changed at all recently?
You know, I've been thinking about it a lot because I pay attention to a lot of things. I'm kind of a creep in that way. Like, I take notice of what other people in my industry do, what other people who are on levels I'm aspiring to get to do. I study the marketplace. I look for trends. I've always been someone who sees around the corner in my own industry. And I do think there is a significant benefit to not speaking up about what's happening in the world. I do think it's rewarded on a corporate level. I do think it's rewarded when it comes to like partnerships and opportunities. And I don't say that in a shady way because, listen, we're all trying to make money. We're all trying to advance our careers. We're all trying to help our families. I get it. And I don't think anybody, and I talk about this a lot because it always comes up when we're talking about sports, I don't think anybody is obligated to speak on things that are happening in the world. And particularly if you're not educated, I would very much prefer you don't, because you will absolutely make it worse.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't. Don't feel compelled in some, whirlwind moment to do something or say something and you have absolutely no idea what's going on and have done no research and have asked no questions. It's a bunch of blabbering and it almost always makes it worse. But as someone who has always felt the need to speak out about things that I think are wrong and who has a platform that is reactive, I have noticed that like me speaking up about things has not really benefited me a lot.
Mm.
And I've never done it to benefit myself.
Right.
I've always done it because I want to make people aware of what's happening, to spread awareness about causes, to spread awarenesses about, people suffering, to spread awareness about things that are happening in the world, the fact that nobody can fucking read, things like that. And I'm very hyperbolic and then I'm like, no one cares and no one's listening. And I know that's not true.
Right.
But more people aren't listening than are. And more people don't care than do. Because if more people cared than didn't, we would be fixing the problem.
Yeah.
If more people cared than didn't care at the level in which they need to care, all of these atrocities would not be happening. If more people cared than didn't care at the level in which they need to care, we would not be in the state that we are in as a world right now, but particularly as a country. So I can't listen to the people who are like, we can't say nobody cares. Absolutely, people care. I very much understand that. I'm usually sharing the words of other people who care. But not enough people care. And even if they do care, it's like, I care, but like I have this going on in my life, which I sympathize with. Like I sympathize and empathize with like, look, I can't solve every problem. We weren't meant to solve every problem. We weren't meant to know everybody's problems. We were not meant to know every single thing that's happening all over the world that is horrible. It's overwhelming and I get it. But yeah, it's not helping me.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of at a crossroads where I'm like, am I wasting my fucking time?
No, I think you have a gift in being able to articulate yourself and get a message across in a way that shows your personality.
But
And
to who?
but then
Who's listening? Who am I converting?
yeah,
Am I reaching anyone? Like, am I posting about something horrible that's happening? Is that hitting anyone's brain or spirit? Like, you know what? Joy's right. This is horrible. I'm going to change. I don't think so. I'm really starting to feel that way. And like in my developing villain era, like, does it matter? Because I argue with people who are close to me all the time. Because when I feel like I'm like, you don't care. You don't care.
Right.
Why does no one care? The world is melting. And they're like, we do care. We just don't post about it. And we do this in our community and we help these people out and we do this effort. And like, I have all these things going on. I just don't post about it. And I'm like, oh, so am I the dummy? Like, am
Well, you do
I the
both.
one who's like screaming at clouds? I should just shut the fuck up and do all the work I'm doing in silence.
because that's the thing. You
And
always
get
are
the
doing the work.
benefits that everyone else is getting from not posting.
I'm torn.
Why do I have to be the loud bitch? I mean, I am a loud bitch, but like, I'm the one who is suffering the consequences of being a loud bitch. When I could just do the work, like, because
Yeah.
you work with me every day, all of the shit that I'm doing every day. I
Right.
don't post 98% of the shit that I'm doing in the community, for other people, mentoring, like not beeping my horn. I'm just saying people think I'm posting a lot. I'm not even posting, like, I'm not posting nothing. I'm not posting shit.
Wait, people think you're posting like a lot, as in too much?
No, I'm just saying, like, as fucking annoying as I am, I could be so much so much worse because I do care. Like, I do care.
You do.
But maybe I should just care in silence, because for what? These motherfuckers is not gonna do any different. They're still gonna treat people like shit.
Yeah, people they really don't want to be inconvenienced. They don't want to bear the weight.
I am not the prophet, right? Like, it can't be me. I am not worthy of leading the movement.
Who is?
I don't know, but it ain't gonna be me. Nobody wants me to be in charge. So clearly. So I'm happy to support a motherfucker that's in charge, but like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of reaching the point where I'm like, yeah, maybe it's just not worth it.
I think we need to let that marinate for a minute.
I mean, I'm not making any rash decisions. But
Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions.
Yeah.
But I do kind of hear where you're coming from in a different light, because my birthday's next month. I'm going to be 35. So I'm turning
Big
35.
birthday.
You're turning 40. We have 2 big birthdays. But I feel frustrated. Like, I'm excited, but I feel more frustrated. I almost feel like this whole year, if I had to make it a theme, it would be that I'm everyone's person, but not many are mine. And I don't know if it's, I mean, to my core, I'm like a fixer, I'm a doer, I'm a helper, like Virgo, like, just that's been me my entire life. So is it just that now I'm sick of being that for 35 years because it hasn't been reciprocated enough? Or is it just personally happening to me? I can't figure it out, and I'm having a really hard time grappling with it, because I feel like everybody wants a community, but nobody wants the commitment.
Ooh, that's a bar. Everybody wants the community. Nobody wants the commitment. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was making fun of me because he's like, you always have a dinner, you always have a lunch, you always have an event, you always have a thing. And he's like, how many friends do you have? And I was like, I mean, I do have a lot of friends, but I am also somebody who really feels obligated to show up for people. Now, it is also not always reciprocated,
Right.
which is very hurtful for me, because I will scrape myself out of bed when I don't want to do shit and go show up for someone. Now, I have been better about that lately, about like, if I really am not feeling it and it's really not 100% necessary that I be there, that I, protect myself and not overexert myself. But I think you're right about the commitment part. Like, having a community requires a back and forth. We've talked about this before in transactional relationships, which everyone freaked the fuck out about. And maybe transactional wasn't the perfect word for it. It's a reciprocal relationship, but I still tussle with that, because you do things because you naturally want to do them for other people.
Yeah.
But you do deserve for people to do them back for you and to show up for you also. So you're not doing it with the intention, so the transaction of getting something done for you, but it should be expected that people pour back into you when you're pouring into them. It might not be in the exact same way, but you can show up for people in a variety of different ways.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, you would think, or I think it's expected, right? But I also don't ask from a lot of people. Like, that's also my issue. Like, if I need support in an area, I just assume people around me should be paying attention and give me the support, versus just point blank period. Hey, I need you to show up here this time, and this is why. So I'm like, am I the problem?
You're not the problem, but I will say this. I had a friend who worked in a corporate space for a long time, and she was let go. And when she was talking to me about it, she was like, I did this, I did that, I brought in this relationship, and I made this happen. And, I just feel like I never got the credit for it, because every time something like happened, this person would swoop in at the last second and like end the email chain and like, to basically take credit for it or da-da-da. And I was like, well, that's kind of on you. Like, you can't work in silence. There's no reward for that.
True.
Like, working in silence, maybe with your child or with, an elderly person that you're taking care of or something, like, that's probably different. But in corporate, in peer-to-peer relationships, in interpersonal relationships, no. I did this work. It was me. I'm the one that made that phone call and made this happen. You didn't do that. You forwarded an email, You need to take credit for that. Don't make that mistake in your next job. And in relationships, if you need help, you need to ask.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that. We all need help. I had to grow out of that as well. And I think hyper independent women do feel a level of shame in asking for help. But you have to let that go because everybody needs help. I had a past relationship once, an interpersonal relationship, a man I was with, and he had a huge network of people that like really loved him, really supported him. And he was struggling to find work. And I was like, tap into your community. Like you spent all these years building all these relationships. Why don't you call someone? And he was like, well, that's not what it's for. I was like, that is exactly what it's for. What else are these people in your life for? Not to give you money, but you've done all of these things. You did this for this person. You did this for their son. You made this call. What do you mean? It's not about owing people something. Like you can't just always take from people and not pour back into them. And if you call that person and they're like, hey, like, I don't have anything for you, but I'll keep my ear open. That's all you can ask.
Yeah.
But like to not ask is silly. I'm calling.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If I need hey, can you help me out with this? And maybe they can or maybe they can't, but I'm going to ask because I'm only calling somebody who I would do that for them too. I'm not calling in favors. I'm not calling and asking for help from somebody that I've never poured into or have no intention of pouring into. So you do have to let go of that shame.
I have to. And I got to speak up because it burns you out. Being everything for everybody.
I am burnt
you out.
The fuck out. My nervous system is shot.
Yeah.
I have enough space for the things I am required to do. Other than that, I'm going to be on the couch like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I need like a week in a spa or something.
I can't even have the AC on. I want no noise. I need no stimulation. Like I feel you on the burnout. And the thing is like it takes years to rewire your system from that. So be careful. And ask for help. What you need.
Figure it out. Cuz we need to have a time on my birthday. So I got to figure this out before the end of August.
Yeah, you do.
Cuz I'm turning up.
You need to. It's a big birthday.
And yours too.
We got some time. I'm still in my 30s. All right, it's time for too personal?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
I love this question. Okay, so you know I'm a big traveler. If you want to get to be a part of the show, twopersonalpodcast@gmail.com or DM us at twopersonalshow. Okay, my boyfriend gets upset when I travel with my friends without him. But he takes trips with his friends all the time. He says it's different. Is it?
Absolutely.
Why is it different?
Girls' trips are not the same as a guy's trip. Specs. Am I right or wrong?
Why is a guy's trip different than a girl's trip?
The girls be gay on
they
what?
It's like a thing when now not all girls' trips, obviously, but it's a known thing where girls go on they quote unquote girls' trips. They get tipsy and they like hook up with each other and have a little ball or have a man or a trick be taking care of everything. So I think men are nervous and a little traumatized by the stories they've seen and heard because they're like, my girl going on a girls trip, she come back and she did some shit. She cheated. She did something.
What?
Like they're not just laying out by the beach tanning.
Wait, Specs, what is this? What is happening?
The girls be going on trips. Sometimes they get a little.
They get a little freaky.
Get a little.
So you think that girls? Wait.
Not all.
Not all.
Girls' trips are for going away with your girlfriends and hooking up with them. Is that what you're saying to me?
No,
there's like a stigma about it.
It's a stigma.
And what is the stigma with guys' trips?
Just be not any of that.
What are they doing?
Just hanging out.
First of all, okay.
100% of guys can. It's they don't got the game. It's
if there's a stigma to guys' trips, it's that guys are going away on guys' trips and hooking up with women wherever they're going on their guys' trips.
Yes, that could be, the
passport bros.
It is the passport bros.
Yeah, like that's what passport bros are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, let me say this out front. I don't have these kind of relationships. If I'm gonna hook up with someone, I'm gonna do it right in my home. I don't like road games. And if I feel like I need to dabble, with a woman, I don't need to leave my zip code to do that.
Dabble with the woman.
Yeah. I mean, those days are in college. And I certainly didn't go on girls' trips to do them. And I'm not hooking up with my girlfriends. So I have never heard of this as a thing. I do think you guys need to watch less porn.
Yeah, it's like a
You guys
fantasy
are watching
thing.
too much.
As a community.
As a community, you need to watch less porn. Because I did have this conversation and guys were talking about bachelorette parties. And one of them was like, my girl's never going on a bachelorette party. I was like, why? Like,
would
what
he
do you
take
think
that
is
from
happening
her?
on a bachelorette party? And he was like, yeah, you hire the bear and like everyone sucks his dick. I was like,
what?
You think that I'm going on a bachelorette party with my friends and we're hiring a man so that we all can suck his dick? We're all gonna in your brains. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, where did you come up with this? Like, I can't think of any, like if you gave me a list of 2 million things I don't want to do, that's very, very much on that list. Like, why would I ever want to do that? Like, if one of my girlfriends even suggested that, I would immediately stop being friends with her or I would have her committed. Like, what are you talking about? We're going to bring in a man that we don't know, and I'm going to watch you do that to him. And then after, I'm going to do it. What is the benefit to me? What am I getting out of this? I couldn't figure it out. And then they introduced me to the porn, and I was like, oh, so you guys actually think this is real life. I've been on many bachelorette parties. I can promise you that did not happen. Like, on my ma. That is not how I'm getting down. Now, I may participate in some other activities, but it certainly was not a group activity with the girls that I went with. And by the way, I did not do that on my bachelorette party.
That hair flip was strong.
It was. I didn't mean it to be that strong. It was supposed to be just
It
like,
was good. It was good though.
it was supposed to be just like a little. It wasn't
a good
supposed.
one,
It wasn't
though.
supposed to be a full Craig. It was just supposed to be a little tuck. And honestly, I'm just saying we like went to the strip club. I that's like this whole thing is very crazy. Okay, so anyway, to answer this question, I think maybe your boyfriend might be gay. I'm saying, like, this would never cross my mind. That he, like, if he's assuming that that's what you're doing, I don't know. This could go both ways. But in general, I don't think that people should have these limitations on them. Travel's very important. It's very important to me. All jokes aside, I think you need to dig deeper about why he doesn't trust you, or which one of your friends he doesn't trust that he is so concerned about you going away without him. But I learned something today. So girls' trips are about hooking up with your girlfriends?
Partially, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't do that. And I can assure you that my girlfriends would be pretty upset if I proposed that during our next trip. I don't think they're going to be
don't
too
put that in the group
thrilled
chat with that
about
one.
this chatter.
Don't.
It's very crazy. I learned new things. It's different for guys' trips. Okay. Well, anyway, if you want to be a part of the show, twopersonalpodcast@gmail.com, and you can DM us at twopersonalshow. Thanks for the education, Specs.
No problem.
I'm learning new things every day. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you hit subscribe. Follow us on social, Two Personal Show. Thanks for joining us on Two Personal.